The Ravagers, number 4, written by Howard Mackey, art by Daniel Sempier and Stefano Martina. So last issue, we had Beast Boy and Terra fighting off some blood cultists, people that were about to do some human sacrifices. Meanwhile, Brother Blood was torturing Thunder as Lightning just happily looked on because she was hypnotized. So this issue is pretty much Beast Boy centric, where it starts off with him and Terra still fighting the cultists, and Terra's like, why are we... I thought we were getting away from the whole fighting thing after the culling and the harvest and whatnot. And he's like, we couldn't just stand there while not doing anything for the people. Like, clearly we had to fight these guys. And they're like, yeah, cool, whatever. I guess you want to be a hero now. So then we see the Sisters of Blood all prophesizing like, oh, the preparations are ready. The doorway is prepared. Come, Brother Blood, let's do this. And the Ravagers are all tied up, and they're like, okay, here's the deal. Lightning's being mind-controlled, Thunder's out of commission. You just keep an eye on the chains and see if I can break them real quick. And Brother Blood's like, I can hear you. You can't break the chains. Also, I'm going to go ahead and just use your blood to open up this doorway that I need. So they stab Ridge and they start harvesting a bit of blood for it. But the sisters make it clear that they still don't have the key, the final key, in order to get into the blood place. So at that point, she's like, all right, fine, where is the key? And the sister's like, the key's right here. And we cut to up above where Beast Boy and Terra have come across this church. And Beast Boy's like, I can feel this weird energy around here. Like, that. There's something here, and it's under the earth. And Terra's like, well, I guess I can look under the earth. Is that what you're saying? So she basically tears apart this church and just starts digging through the ground underneath. And they get into a conversation like, hey, do you feel like a lot stronger since we left the place like we were being held in? And they're like, yeah, I kind of do. I feel a lot stronger. That's weird. Anyway, moving on, they get down into Brother Blood's area, and it's like, oh, hey, I'm betting that one of you two are the keys. And by the way, I'm putting on this voice for him, but it's pretty much exactly how he's written. Like, he does not give a crap about anything going on here. He's literally just like, oh my God, shut up, the entire time. I kind of love it. But anyway, so Terra and them are down there. He's like, hey, one of you guys, I saw you in a dream. And there was a dream I had where I was in a red place where, like, life comes from, and there's a lot of blood, and I really need to get there. So who is the key? And looks at Terra, starts hypnotizing her, and then Beast Boy transforms into a tiger, like, get away from her. And he's like, oh, well, that tells me you're almost certainly the key, Mr. Redman. So they begin to fight. Meanwhile, Terra starts throwing her powers around in order to free the Ravagers. And he's like, oh, okay, cool, thanks for helping. So what should we do? And it's like, well, we're going to have to fight our way out. And everyone is just like saying, yeah, no, this battle, they are willing to kill us. So this is kill or be killed. Except for Caitlyn, who's like, guys, no, you don't have to kill. There's other ways. But then she literally halfway through realizes that nobody is listening to her and they are all just fighting for their lives. So she just lets him kill, and then they look over towards Beast Boy and Brother Blood, who Brother Blood is getting the upper hand, and it looks like he's drawing a little bit of blood, so there is a door slightly forming, but Lightning takes the lead, and she's like, no, this is my fault for getting us captured. I have to take care of this. And she tackles one of the Blood Sisters into the portal, which apparently nobody was supposed to enter except for Brother Blood. Like, the spell isn't prepped for anything else, so it all just implodes and, like, buries everybody who was at the portal under rubble, except for Lightning. Like, she's fine, I think. Actually, no, never mind. She didn't make it out. She might be dead. Anyway, so everyone's trapped under rubble, but then they're like, okay, we need to make sure that we need to make sure Brother Blood is definitely dead. And then his hand just, like, cracks out of the rocks, to which Terra throws down another couple boulders on top and be like, well, let's deal with that another day. And so they just bail, and they make their way to LA, California. where Caitlin knows there's a safe house nearby, and she just goes through her whole thing of like, these kids, they're so broken. What can I do for them? But anyway, she's like, okay, guys, we're at the safe house. I didn't actually get a chance to call in that we were coming, so security's going to be a bit high. And then all of a sudden, this giant tornado touches down and starts sucking them up. And she's like, Niles, Mr. Niles Calder, it's me, Caitlin. And we meet a Mr. Niles Calder who is still wearing the same sort of neon shirt that everyone else is, so I guess he was part of the culling or something. Anyway, he's like, hey, you should have called. Anyway, we have company, and Superboy comes down and says, Caitlin Fairchild, we need to have a talk. And that's where the issue leaves off. You know, I would have been happy not having Superboy back for a while, but I guess we have to do it at some point. Fair enough. Niles Calder. I am vaguely familiar with him from Doom Patrol. Gotta say, this guy don't look like that guy. This guy is most noticeably standing, whereas Niles Calder is the Professor X of the Doom Patrol. So, curious to see what kind of changes we made in that regard. As for the Brother Blood thing, love the character, dislike how quickly he was just kind of written off. Clearly he's not dead and they're going to use him again. I think he is going to be a recurring villain. But I don't know, it's just weird to me that they did this whole thing of like, yes, the Blood, and he's such a strong, powerful villain, and then they literally just walk away. They're literally like, we don't want to deal with that right now. Goodbye, and just walk away. To a point, I almost admire it, because it takes some balls to write a story where you just don't deal with the plot, but it is a bit disappointing that we didn't get to keep on doing that. So, overall, art-wise, I think it's pretty good throughout. I didn't notice an art shift at any point. So the two artists, they worked very well together. The only critique I would really have is Beast Boy's transformations. While they do all look like the animals, I think they're skimping a little bit, because they literally just had Beast Boy as a tiger and Beast Boy as a like raptor, and then nothing else. I think part of the draw of Beast Boy is all of his transformations, but at this point he's saying that it's painful to transform, which of course it is. You got to be that level of grimdark. So I'm going to give this one, I give it a 6. It's okay, it's fine. Almost all those points are for Brother Blood just being like, just fun. He's just a fun character the way they write him. Like, he's a cult leader, but he's just like, no, I don't care about any of this, so whatever.